Hi everyone, my name's Jess. I'm a 1-3 mental projector, and I just wanted to create this video very quickly just to share the thing that has been most helpful for me. And yeah, especially if you have a 3 in your profile, like I'd love you to experiment with this tip and see how you get on. Let me know. So that tip is video journaling. You literally get your phone, flip it around so you can see yourself and hit record and just start talking and just see what comes to you. So if you, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you kind of already are familiar with human design, and that are the way that a projector is able to identify what their truth is. Or one method is through soundboarding, and then obviously we'll have our own authority as well. If you don't have someone who is able to provide that kind of safe, neutral space for you to soundboard, I highly recommend video journaling, because you've got the ability to ask yourself the right questions, and it's really transformational. And well, for me anyway, I can only hear my truth and what decisions are right for me when I speak it out loud. And sometimes I'll say something and I'll immediately know that's not my truth. No, and I kind of like take it back, but I only discover it's not my truth when I hear it out loud and it vibrationally feels very misaligned. Like, this is a really stupid example, but me and my friend were at a restaurant and like we were having this banter, and I just think the world of my friend, and I thought it would be funny to go, "You old hag," and she thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And I immediately went, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That felt so icky saying it. Like, that felt so wrong. Like, you are so beautiful. You're gorgeous. You're youthful." Like, I don't even know why I said that. I thought it was going to be funny. And now I've said it out loud, like, oh, like, that's not funny at all. And that's so disingenuous because you're so beautiful. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, that's the funniest thing. I'm going to tell my mum you said that." And I was like, "No, don't tell your mum you said that. Oh my gosh, she's going to kill me." Anyway, this is a very silly example, but where the words I said out loud were so disingenuous, like my body just immediately felt the dissonance in it. And when you say something that feels so true, your body will feel the resonance from it. So for example, let's go somewhere deep and go, today I had a realization through soundboarding that I have a tendency to overextend because I don't feel worthy. So the way I compensate my feeling of lack of worthiness is through overextending to companies or communities. And you know, that's something I have to work on. But as soon as I had that realization, and then I kind of went in a bit deeper as well, I kind of just felt a bit energetically lighter because I had identified something. But I wouldn't have identified the relationship between me overextending and me not feeling worthy if I hadn't been soundboarding. So feel free to check out my channel. There's a bunch of videos of me soundboarding my thoughts, which like really is for me. But if you kind of want an example of what it looks like, knock yourself out. Yeah, it's so funny. I just can't imagine anyone else being interested in it except for me. But really give it a go. And what I will also say is the first time you do a video journal, it's gonna feel so weird. It's gonna feel so uncomfortable, probably. Not for everyone, but a lot of people. Because you film yourself talking, you're kind of not sure what to say. And then you watch it back and you see yourself. You see yourself how I guess the outside world would see you. And it's weird. It's like when you hear your own voice and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I sound like that." Like in my head it sounds like something different, but when you hear it played back it sounds different. So it's going to be weird and it's going to be uncomfortable, and I encourage you to keep pushing through, because the level of insights I feel I have gained, and yeah, the level of insights I've gained at quite a quick pace thanks to video journaling it's really been game changing. The other thing I will add as well, which has also kind of contributed to the game changing element, is the law of reflection. So for those who aren't familiar, it's basically that everything you experience in your kind of outer reality is a reflection of what's going on inside you. So if you kind of resonate with that already, then what I would recommend you kind of do in your video journals is, as soon as you're kind of soundboarding about, you know, something that's troubling you or something that's pissed you off. I mean, if you're a projector, you're gonna you may be bitter or resentful about something. So once you've kind of identified what's kind of pissed you off, start applying the law of reflection and say, okay, what's this saying about me? For example, there was someone I knew, and I felt like this person was just so ungrateful, and it was really pissing me off. It was really like, I went into my bitterness, and then because I was triggered by this person and them being ungrateful, I realized like, oh, my reaction to what they're doing is so like, what's that right word? Like disproportionate. Like clearly there's something inside me because I'm triggered and my reaction is just not appropriate for like the crime. So I knew I had some inner work to do, and so then obviously the word I was using was ungrateful. So I had to identify where in myself I was being ungrateful. And then it turned into something really beautiful, where I realized like my husband has led me to just the most amazing home I couldn't even dream of it. It's even more amazing than my wildest dreams. And I love being surrounded by greenery. You can see a tree in the garden, and yeah, it's just amazing. And so I reflected on this and thought, have I been showing my husband gratitude? You know, because sometimes if you see the same thing every day, it's quite easy to kind of take it for granted and not remember like the hard work that went into arriving here. So instead of me focusing my energy on being like pissed off and bitter about someone else being ungrateful, I kind of inverted it and thought, let me transform this energy and let me refocus the energy on being grateful to my husband for, you know, like bringing me to paradise. And I was able to get that insight because of video journaling and soundboarding and the law of reflection. So I hope this is helpful. I could talk more on this, so much more, but I know like TikTok and whatever, we just want to watch like the shortest content possible and just get the message, and this is probably a bit longer than TikToks. I don't know, I don't use the app, but anyway, hope this is helpful. If you have any questions about mental projectors, I like study this and live it every single day, so please I invite you to put any questions you have about mental projectors. If you want to be specific, 1-3 mental projectors with a head, adrenal and throat defined, just pop it in the comments. I would love to answer them. Okay, thanks, bye.